Hey guys, this is Anastasia Autumnfire, another car session for the YouTube Pagan Challenge. This video is for the week's subject of how has your magical life affected your mundane or influenced your mundane. For me, when I really buckled down and understood my spiritual path a bit more and understood what I wanted from it and where I was going with it, I kept my magical life and my mundane life very separate. I was on a Hoffman probably about 95% of the time, and 5% of the time I was Anastasia Autumnfire, and it was a complete separation of the two. I think when we begin a path or rediscover a path we'd previously been on, there is for some, I by no means mean all, but for some there is a need to protect that new path or that rediscovery. I know I've seen many people comment on it, and I believe it completely to be true. When I think a lot of times there are people that when they discover their path or rediscover their path, or however you view it, they get super amped, they get excited, like things begin to click in themselves, in their life, and they didn't click before, and now they are, and you start to find things that resonate with you, and these things in the universe kind of seem to open up, and you get super excited and super amped, and you're motivated, and you want to share all this information with anyone that'll listen. And a lot of times there are people who will see that and hear that, whether they are in the community or outside the community, and kind of bash it. I mean, if you're in the community, it's, no, you're wrong, I don't know where you read that, but it's wrong. And okay, it's wrong for you, it's not wrong for me. If it does become wrong for me or stops resonating for me, that's on me. It's not on anyone else. But that's for me to decide, and that's for me to discover. And it's very easy in a video like this for me to say, oh, dude, this is my path, this is my belief structure, and if it doesn't resonate with you, okay, it doesn't have to. But when it's face-to-face, in person, and you hear criticism about something that makes sense to you, it's very hard to deal with. And then for people outside the community, you know, oh, this is your belief structure, that's kind of weird. It's like, really? Really? Is what I believe really all that weird? But you do hear that, and that's a possibility. And so when you're, you know, kind of have this new shiny path before you, and you're super excited about it because it's teaching you all these amazing things, but then you have any sort of negativity touch it, it tarnishes it. It can easily destroy so much. So for me, knowing that I'm that person where if I am learning something or beginning something and someone were to discredit it, it could very easily throw me into a spiral. I tend to protect things ferociously. And so the best way for me to have done that was to separate them. But I've discovered as I continue on my spiritual journey that my belief structure is beginning to, it's not beginning to, it has really created a foundation, and it has really solidified and has really opened me up to so many things that it does become stronger and stronger and stronger. And suddenly when that happens, at least in my experience, this magical life that I've kind of kept over here is now starting to trickle into this mundane life that's over here. The last video I talked about my cooking. My cooking has now become extremely magical. I do that research. I put in that intent. Even if it's just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'm thinking of why I want to make my daughter this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. A lot of times it has to do with the gumminess from the peanut butter and jelly closing her mouth. Kidding. Sorry. Just in a weird mood. Very tired. But yeah, you start to notice that, you know, when you're outside and the wind hits you a certain way, you close your eyes and you envision it cleansing you. You will find when the sun is out and you're feeling kind of low of energy, you'll kind of quietly think to yourself, okay, solar energy, fill me up, charge me up, get me amped. I need your motivation for the day. And you'll find yourself doing these little things. And it all adds up to your magical life is trickling in and influencing your mundane. And it's a lot of little things, but all these little things add up to these amazing truths within you, I think, that you're discovering through exploring and studying and learning about this other self that I think we all have, and all of us kind of have to rediscover them. I think that's what, for me at least, that's what my magical life is about. It's about uncovering the true me that is there and perhaps has gotten stifled by the mundane life. And it's about learning this balance between magic and mundane and how can they work together and be cohesive. And it does kind of deal with, it becomes how comfortable are you with yourself. There are little things that I used to hide so adamantly because I didn't want people knowing that this is what I was and this was how I resonated. And now, you know, I don't really care about, you know, what jewelry I'm wearing on what day. And my calendar at work, I have, you know, Paganicon written in, Pagan Pride written in. I have the phases of the moon written in on my calendar and what zodiac sign they're in. And it doesn't affect me as much. And I don't have this guard up the way I used to. And I think that is because my magical life has shown me a lot of who I actually truly am. And when you begin to uncover who you actually truly are, you don't need to hide it anymore because you have that security, you have that foundation, you have that base to you. And if someone were to come up to you and say, you know, that's kind of weird, like you might feel that instant crap, what's wrong? Why is this weird when it resonates with me? You might have that hesitation. You might have that moment or two. I know I went through that recently where I was with a group of like-minded individuals, but we just saw differently on this one fact. And I went home and I seriously was like, what is wrong with me? Why is it that I learned it this way? And why, when I learned it this way, did that make sense to me? If they're telling me it's not this way, it's actually this way. And it kind of threw me for a minute, and I had to meditate a little bit. And then it came to me, you know, it comes back to everyone's path is different. Everything's going to resonate differently with everyone else. But going through that and questioning everything and having those moments helps us to really identify and see what is it that really resonates with us? What is our truth? And I think it just helps build us is probably the wrong word. It helps us become more. I know in past videos I've kind of discussed that and talked about this. I don't know how much detail I've gone into. Sorry, checking the time. I got to get into work soon. I haven't really gone into great detail on, you know, this idea of becoming more. That's always something that's in the back of my mind is I want to be more. I want to, there's part of me that just wants to be, and there's a part of me that wants more. And it's finding that balance. And really, I think that's what the magical life does to your mundane, is you have to go through your mundane. I have no choice. I have to go to work. If I don't go to work, mama doesn't get paid, bills don't get paid, food doesn't get on the table. I have a very grumpy 3-year-old. That's the reality of my life. So I have to go to work. But when I'm at work, I have my witchy playlist. I listen to music that's going to invigorate me and motivate me from the outside within. From the within to the outside. I have my little altar set up that if anyone passes my desk, they're not going to know what it is. It looks like a collection of things. But for me, it helps center me. It helps ground me. And these are all little aspects that affect my mundane life. And they do so because they help me remember where my focus is, where my true self is, and what I should be focused on. When I start to struggle at work, when I start to think, you know what, F this, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Those are the things that help bring it all back. Those are the things that help me realize this isn't all there is to life. It's not just about the 9-to-5 job. It isn't just about, getting by. You do have to get by. You do have to do this. But there are so many little things that give you this flavor and this sense of self and not belonging, but being more. And that for me has been the biggest influence that my magical life has given my mundane, is acknowledging, yes, I have to do this stuff. It is my mundane life. It is what it is. But because I have this magical life and I do have these magical aspects, I'm able to find something more within that mundane realm. And I'm able to find more within me. And I'm able to be more comfortable with me and be more open about me. And I don't know that I wouldn't be the person I am today if I had not discovered my magical life and let it organically evolve into what it has become. And what it has become is a better, well-rounded, more balanced, I don't know better is the right word, more balanced and satisfied me. So I hope that kind of answers the question. I'm sorry it was a bit of a ramble. I hope I didn't talk in circles. I worry that I do that a lot. But that ultimately is the best answer for it, is the way my magical life has affected my mundane in the most best possible way has been it is revealing my true self to me more and more. And through that, I'm understanding that my mundane life, although, yes, has a lot of routine and has a lot of things that I have to do, it also opens up the possibility of really magical things as well. I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonated with someone aside from me. And I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.